Today on Keep Alive, I'm going to talk to you about the most annoying thing that I can think of that happens in election years. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome. I'm going to be your host today, William Lee, podcaster, podcast producer, and the founder of the Kiva Agency for Digital Marketing. I am always excited when it comes to election time because I really, truly want to see a difference in our country. And I know that voting is terribly important. In fact, just the other day, I had a conversation with my granddaughter, who is now voting age, asking her if she had any ideas of who she might want to vote for, if she had looked at the candidates, if she'd done any research. And unfortunately, I was a little saddened when I was told, no, I'm not going to vote because no matter what I do, I won't make any difference anyway. They're going to do what they want to do. That was a sad moment for me because I've been really proud to be an American. And I've always voted every opportunity I've had to vote and felt that it was a real honor to be able to have a voice in this great country. But for some reason, the younger generation now is falling off by the carloads. Maybe it's because they figure, well, no matter what we do or say, it isn't going to make any difference. You know, I thought to myself the other day, how do they get this idea it isn't going to make any difference? Surely they're on social media and they see the world changing. Surely they get interested in different things in their community, laws, or maybe it's just simple actions by the community that maybe they have an idea about or have an opinion. But they won't vote, they won't share it, and they take the attitude that it makes no difference because no matter what I have to say, nobody's going to hear me. Now, what do you think causes that? I think I know what causes part of it. One, it starts at home. Let's just face the facts. There's a lot of kids nowadays, or young voters, that, well, their parents don't vote either, or they don't discuss politics, or they don't care what goes on in their community. They're just 8 to 5, make enough money to survive, knowing that in 30 days, if they get laid off from a job, they'll be living out in the street, maybe in Seattle, Tacoma, Puyallup, or wherever the homeless are congregating at the time they lose all of their income. I don't think this country was thought of when the founding fathers sat down at a table and hammered out all of the wonderful things that this country means, and all the rules and the protection and the right to freedom to religious choice, freedom to choose how we live in this country, freedom to have a voice in the laws and to help govern this great nation. I just don't think they think of that. You know why I think they don't think of that anymore? It's because of the media. Now, I don't want to sound like our president and start this bad news, fake news, or any of that other neat stuff that's going around. But I want you to think about something. Every time you turn around on the radio, television, social media, when it comes time for elections, and we're getting down to the wire like we are on this election, everybody wants to smash everybody else. Have you noticed that? Social media, oh, he's wrong, that candidate's an idiot. Well, I'll ignore that on social media, and I'll go to my standard media, television or radio, and get rid of that, that's terrible. And what will I be exposed to there, I ask you? Well, I'll tell you what you're exposed to. You're exposed to two candidates that never, ever say what they believe in, how they're going to work to correct a problem. No, you're going to hear about their eating habits, their girlfriends of 40 years ago, or the last time that they got a parking ticket. Maybe they didn't pay that parking ticket officially or right or wrong. Maybe they drink too much. Maybe they sneeze or snore at night. Maybe they've done 1,000 other things that have not one thing iota to do with what we Americans need to hear. And that is a politician who stands up as a thinker, who has ideas, who wants to work with others to make policy move, to develop policy, to make things work in laws, to make the country that I love even stronger. No, you don't hear that. You see campaigns that spend $12, $15, $20 million doing what? Slamming their opponent. Did you know that my opponent, 45 years ago, had her left ear removed and it's now a phony rubber ear? Oh, this is unquestionably very important for I, the voter, to know. Oh, how terrifying it would be if we could just have a campaign that talked about what the candidates are going to do. The truthful what they're going to do, and how they plan to accomplish getting things done with the other party. Wouldn't it be interesting for all of us to be able to actually say that the legislative and Congress is working for our betterment together as one government force, instead of, shall we say, a classroom full of kindergartners that the teacher has to separate because they won't behave? There's so many times when I'd like to just put the actual government in time out and say, okay, when you guys can work things out, when you can actually come to a reasonable policy or a decision to activate a policy in a reasonable manner and in a reasonable amount of time. It doesn't seem right now that we can do that. It seems that, well, the Republicans don't want to talk to the Democrats, and the Democrats don't want to talk to the Republicans. And we've actually now really named the Republicans the conservative party. I guess through history it's been that way. I'm just a simple guy that never took a college class on politics. And I'm just an American that's proud to be an American who doesn't vote party lines. I'll be honest with you. There are many ideas that the Democratic Party have that are very good. And I look at many good ideas the Republicans have that are good. So I don't want to put a title across my forehead as Republican or Democrat. I'd rather have the title, I'm an American and proud of it. So until we get to meet again, this is your host, William Lee, reminding you that you can get a hold of us at kibaagency@gmail.com and give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the program. If you have some suggestions or comments to make, please remember, just simply email us. Now, let me give you that address again. It's Keeba, Keeba, agency@gmail.com. Even if you disagree with what I have to say, I'd love to have you make a comment anyway. I will answer all the emails back as soon as possible. So, until we can get together again, have another cup of coffee, and kick around some more community or social news, I want to remind you to just keep us smiling.